We've been watching the confirmation hearing for President Biden's nominee for Attorney General, Merrick Garland. Let's bring in ABC News political director Rick Klein for more on this. Rick, Judiciary Chairman Senator Dick Durbin called Garland's nomination as one of the most critical in department history, and he seemed to summarize some priorities for Democrats here, including what Garland will do for voting rights and how he will investigate the Capitol siege. Now, on the flip side, Judiciary Ranking Member Chuck Grassley previewed some Republican priorities, including confirming that Garland won't interfere with the special counsel investigation into the origins of the Russia probe or the U.S. attorney in Delaware's investigation of President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, among other issues like law enforcement at the border. What did you make of Garland's answers so far to questions along these lines?
These were careful answers, and I think appropriately careful, and it suggests to me that Judge Garland fully recognizes the kind of the external baggage that he brings potentially to this role, what he inherits from the Trump administration in terms of investigations, in terms of protocols. He was very careful, I think, not to prejudge any of these cases. Republicans were looking for commitments to say that he would let the Durbin probe into the origins of the Russia investigation do whatever it needs to do and get fully published. He says, look, I'm about transparency, but I want to know more about it first. And I think from the other side, his commitment to even resigning if he was ordered to do something that he thought was contravening of the law, I think was an important concession and an important statement to make, again, as he tries to restore integrity and confidence in the department.
What are some of the big, are there some big topics still left on the table that you're looking to hear from him on as the hearing goes on?
I'm expecting some more specific questions about how he would handle January 6th. You saw an exchange moments ago with Senator Whitehouse from Rhode Island, a Democrat, asking if Judge Garland would look upstream beyond the people that were actually at the Capitol, up to the people that might have been behind it in terms of funding, in terms of instigating. The words Donald Trump were not uttered as part of the question or the answer, but I thought that the fact that Judge Garland says, yes, of course, as an investigator, as a prosecutor, that would be exactly what I would do. I would be looking to see not just the people that were there, but what drove them to be there. I thought that was a critical exchange that I think is going to draw a little more scrutiny. And I think more broadly on the Republican side, you're going to continue to hear some hits on exactly how the Russia probe began and more commitments, maybe more specificity about how he would allow it to continue, because that is something that he inherits, kind of a political football that was punted into his zone.
Now, Garland led the Oklahoma City bombing probe in the 90s. He also played a key role in the Unabomber and Atlanta Olympics bombing cases. How do you think that could impact how he tackles some of these investigations, particularly the January 6th insurrection investigation as Attorney General?
It's so interesting because he was asked right off the bat by Chairman Durbin of Illinois if he sees a through line from Oklahoma City through January 6th, and the idea of trying to create chaos. He went further than that and went back to the KKK and white supremacists more broadly and said that there will be continuing threats. And I think it's that experience that he had after Oklahoma City with the Unabomber, other acts of domestic terrorism that could define his time actively as Attorney General, overseeing investigations like that. I think these are important areas. And he's trying to make it clear to the senators whose confirmation, the decision rests with them as to whether he's confirmed. He's making it clear to them that he understands the more full threat as the nation's chief law enforcement officer.
And on a slightly different note, the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected former President Trump's request to shield his taxes from the Manhattan DA's office. How significant is that ruling, and what does that mean moving forward?
Diane, this is a big deal. We waited for a long time, all the way through the election season, to get word from the Supreme Court as to whether they would block the release of these taxes. We know that the DA there in New York is looking for years' worth of taxes for what he said could be a wide-ranging criminal probe. We don't have a lot of details about what he's looking at, and this doesn't mean the public's going to see these tax returns, but it does mean that prosecutors in New York are going to see them and do with them what they will. And there are a whole lot of areas that we know that his business relationships have come under scrutiny in New York and beyond. This is not a good ruling. Quite obviously, for President Trump. It is not what they were looking for from the Supreme Court.
All right. ABC political director Rick Klein. Rick, always great to talk to you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.